It's been 629 days since we slaughtered Mommy Longlegs. And now we finally have the Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 full release trailer. So today I've got 10 secret details you might have missed during that trailer. But make sure you watch all the way till the end because there might be some in there that you didn't know. So without further ado, we've got Catnap hiding in the shadows. We'll start off quick and easy for the first one. But right at the beginning of the trailer when we're looking through these photos, for a split second at the end you can see the outline silhouette of Catnap, which is a consistent theme we've seen so far. We saw it in the CCTV camera footage, and we even see it later in the trailer, which simply put just gives us an indication of what his mechanic is going to be like during the game. He hides in the shadows and runs away from the light, and if we linger in the shadows for too long, he will get us. But him hiding here at the beginning of the trailer also shows us that he's intrigued at what we're looking at. It's his dinner. No, I'm just kidding, it's the orphans, which we see 12 of in the bed, similar to the 12 that we see as candidates for the potential Catnap. And then we see these 4 over here. We see a parallel image over here with 4 mascots. This guy even has a Huggy Wuggy shirt on. And there's one girl like we've seen with Mommy Longlegs, which means the other 2 could be any 2 of the other bigger bodies. But the way these photos are presented is odd. That takes me on to secret detail number 2. Gerard Lockhart. This is probably my biggest theory from the trailer so far. At the end of the game, we get an unusual voice telling us an unusual message. It goes like this.
All that awaits you are incomprehensible horrors, smiling mouths full of teeth and meat and plastic. This world is theirs now.
This is not a voice we've heard before, and the tone isn't like Leith Pierre or Elliot Ludwig or Harley Sawyer. It's more observational and matter-of-fact. Kinda like someone that's doing an investigation. Kinda like Gerard Lockhart. In the ARG, we find out that Gerard does an investigation on Catnap, more like Theodore Gramble at the time, and he makes it clear that he sees the horrific things that are going on down here. And then again at the beginning of the video, these photos are presented in a way like they're evidence. I think these photos are part of the evidence that he found in his investigation, and that last voice note is a voice note that he left basically stating his conclusion, that this place is a hellhole full of monsters. And throughout this chapter, his evidence might be lore that helps us understand what's going on, because he actually did his investigation before the Hour of Joy, before everything went to hell. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on that one. Secret detail number 3, Boxy Boo. There have been so many hints towards him coming in this chapter. Like I said, the 4 children that are probably the candidates for the bigger bodies. His picture literally being on the wall over here and over here. Him also slightly appearing in this TV report with Catnap. And then finally, this unusual box with a star on it. Looks mighty familiar if you ask me. Considering the toy that he's based on is very much a toy that you would give to little children, it makes sense that he would be in this place. But anyway, on to detail number 4, the Cursed Huggy. Right off the bat, I jumped for joy when I saw him, chasing us down this hallway, with big black eyes, a big grin with 1 set of teeth, long fingers. Hold on a second, that's not Huggy Wuggy. The more you look into him, the quicker you realize that that's not really the Huggy Wuggy we know. This is a hallucination. The camera even indicates that it's probably a cutscene. One of the demonic hallucinations that you experience if you inhale too much of the red poppy gas. These nightmares have been reported on a lot throughout the ARG, especially during bootleg Ryan Gosling's report. He literally says that the gas went into real toys that went into real children's homes, not just the test subject orphans. Not only that, we definitely saw that Huggy Wuggy took some damage. I mean, we even see his fur on the wall. So the next time we see this Huggy Wuggy, he's not going to be looking this clean and smooth. He's going to be mangled and destroyed. So potentially even scarier. Right at the end of the trailer, we also get a bit more indication that hallucinations and warping perception is going to happen. As Catnap slowly approaches, if you look to the left and the right, you notice that there's some warping in the walls. It's almost like as he gets closer to you, your perception of reality starts to warp as well. As he gets closer, the intense effects of his poppy gas becomes more and more potent, and you slowly slip away from reality. I mean, personally, this Huggy Wuggy looks more like Mommy Longlegs in design than anything else, especially with those long fingers and toes. Put those dogs away. Anyway, on to detail number 5, the mysterious child. Right after Elliot Ludwig finishes his speech about play care, another child's voice starts, and you would instantly assume that it was Poppy. Although it sounds similar in age, it's definitely a different person. They go on to give us a realistic, scary warning about Catnap, hints of the religious motifs in this chapter, and Catnap's motivation to kill us. It instantly makes you think it's one of the children or orphans, but it actually starts off by saying the children used to live here, a sign that they don't refer to themselves as children. Otherwise, they would say us children used to live here, which indicates to me that this is a mascot. Which mascot? I'm not completely sure, but I'm banking on one of the smiling critters. Catnap proved that they were going to put children or orphans into the smiling critters, considering he's one of them. And the smiling critters are probably the ones that are living down here, so they're the ones that are best fit to give us this information. But I just don't know who it could be. Anyway, I'm excited to see who it is. Anyway, on to detail number 6, the counseling building. building. Now this place is hinted a few times in the trailer, and I think it's gonna be hella lore heavy, simply because we're gonna be introduced to a whole bunch of new staff members. We basically already have because we've been given all of their names. You can see them on all these doors, with the most interesting one being this: Nate Carpenter, head of gas production. I have a feeling that is exactly where we're gonna find out how the poppy gas is made. Some screenshots have already showed us that there's some industrial machinery used to make the poppy gas, and maybe these places are behind this door. When we figure out how to make the poppy gas, we might also find a way to stop the poppy gas, which could lead to us finding a way how to beat Catnap. Anyway, on to secret detail number 7. This isn't Bobby Bear Hug. Now this is a quick one, but there's this really creepy part where this big Bobby Bear Hug is watching us move around. You can see that it spins as we move to the side, but for a few reasons we can confirm that this isn't a real Bobby Bear Hug. Firstly, it's standing on a circular pad that's turning around, probably used as a friendly housing for CCTV cameras, in case any children want to walk around at night when they're meant to be sleeping. And thirdly and finally, we know what the little bodies and bigger bodies look like. We saw Bobby in the old CCTV camera footage from the ARG, and we've seen by now an example of what the slightly bigger body version of a smiling critter looks like as well, which takes me on to secret detail number 8. That's a different Dog Day. Like I was saying before, in the trailer we received before this one, we actually see Dog Day. He's chasing us through the tunnels, and he's definitely not miniature. He's almost humanoid in shape, and they totally flipped this on his head in this trailer because they show him miniature. This gives me two theories. The first one is that the smiling critters in particular, excluding Catnap, have two forms. Their cutesy baby version that we've seen here and here, and a humanoid longer limbed version similar to this. Obviously not as long limbed and big as Catnap, but somewhere in between. But my second theory goes completely against this. It's making me think that they actually only have one form, and it's the cutesy mini version. But for some reason Catnap didn't like Dog Day, the leader of the smiling critters, and because of that, Dog Day was crucified and tortured by Catnap. And that's what we see here in the initial trailer. He's been amalgamated and stitched together with other parts and pieces, and that's the only reason why he looks like this. But then again, the other smiling critters might also have this form. I'm not completely sure. We're gonna have to wait and see on this one. What do you guys think? Anyway, on to secret detail number 9. Guns, guns, guns! We are gonna be shooting and tooting in this chapter. Not only do we get a flare gun red grab pack hand attachment, there's gonna be some new mini games, and these involve guns as well. When I first saw this, I initially thought that it was gonna be another grab pack hand attachment, but it's actually just a stationary sentry or turret with a grab pack hand on the end. And the mini game is gonna be aiming this in the perfect direction so that it swings around and hits the other targets, which we will actually have to just trigger with our normal grab pack hand. But in saying that, there might be other uses for these two grab pack hand guns. The flare has a lot of potential to start a fire, and a fire might be the only thing that can stop this guy. And the turret with a scope on it might be used to collect some secret collectibles throughout the map, something that can only be reached with this sort of item. But anyway, on to secret detail number 10, the final one. The Weeping Angel. I think there's more questions than there are answers about this one, but this is definitely the creature the CEO of Mob Games was referring to. It's a new character that wasn't in the previous trailer. We've never been introduced to them before, and their ability is based off of an ability that's in Doctor Who, which is the Weeping Angels. But this time it's about lights. If the lights are on, she stays there like a statue, and if the lights are off, she's gonna bite your booty. So the mechanic is pretty easy and clear. What's not so clear is who the hell is this? I've seen some people saying that this is a teacher because we're in the school area, and I've seen some people say that this is a version of Catbee. Alls I know is that I want to take her out on a date, and I'll be doing that next week when this game finally comes out. I'll be doing the full playthrough on this channel, Aeroga, with face reactions and all. But you can't sleep on my new main channel. My Let's Play channel Aeroza has reignited my happiness in horror gaming. I love theorizing and analyzing trailers and releases, but like I said before, 629 days until this day came. So now I'm putting my big brain towards more variety horror gaming, and it would mean the world to me if you joined me on that journey. So subscribe to Aeroza and don't miss out on the fun, and my wacky as heck thumbnails. Anyway, bye!